where most people, when they think of ultrasound, they think of after something bad has happened. But here I can see a very clear potential application for ultrasound before and to predict potential bad things happening. My name's Daniel Greig. I'm a former Olympic speed skater. I represented Australia and I'm currently still the reigning world champion in inline speed skating. Now I help other athletes to reach their full potential by finding different technologies and applying them to training programs and coaching environments. Typical use of ultrasound up until now for athletes has been to assess when a bad thing has already happened, when there might be a tear, when there might be a rupture, and typically an athlete will then go to a clinic or a hospital. Because of the introduction of handheld devices, there's now a possibility to use ultrasound in a predictive way to assess where the risk factors for a particular athlete are before any kind of adverse event occurs. This particular tool could be extremely useful in a new application which I was introduced to yesterday. Dr. Kenneth was actually pre-assessing athletes before he had them go and do a sport-specific exercise, and then checking their structural tissues after those exercises to advise and infer of whether there were any risk factors present. I've been aware of using medical grade instruments to do assessments of potential adverse effects and risk factors, but this was an entirely new application that's really activated my imagination. What Dr. Ken was doing was he was taking a baseline of particularly important structures for athletes in speed skating. He was then having the athletes go and do sport-specific exercises and then checking for changes in the tissue structures post that exercise. And from those changes, he was able to advise and infer whether there were any risk factors for those athletes present. From the handheld tool, I learned that it's actually possible to assess the acute inflammation level that occurs in tendons and joints post-exercise and compare that to baseline values in order to determine whether an athlete might be at risk of a later, more serious pathology.